You know, I'm here to conduct a little brain surgery. I always say that, we really are in a business of conducting mind surgery on people to make them realize what can happen in their life and what they can do. And they have the tendency not to believe that, so we operate on their thinking. And I guess that's what I'm here to do today. You know, it's hard to believe that we've done this, Dennis, over 20 times. Actually 40 because we have 2 per year, but you know, the World Conference or Leadership School, this is the 20th or 21st, I guess. And it's amazing. I want to tell you what the result for me is after 20 years of doing this. I've developed some real passions, some real admirations, and some real loves. And if you want to know what I love my family. And, they're all in the business. They're all in the business. And it's kind of funny that we are one of the rare things in this world that you can do an income and climb economically and be dedicated passionately to a career and not be separated from your family or on different channels. Because this is a family business. And it's been built on family. And it spreads entrepreneurism through the family. And quite often, the children and the grandchildren become involved too. And I'll tell you what else I love. I love my corporate team. I've been so blessed by such an incredible, passionate, dedicated group of believers that have been so loyal. The only thing that I love equally to that is Market America and this business. I love this business. I love to do it. To me, it's play. It's not really work. You know, people say you're a workaholic. I say you got it all wrong, pal. I'm a playaholic because I'm having fun. I want to thank you for coming to my living room tonight so that I can have a little fun with you, you know? And I want to tell you that I love my UFOs. I love you. I love what you're about. Well, you know, you don't always really know what's going to happen. You set out when you first get into business, think you're going to hit the big time right away. Some do, some don't. Some stay in, some disappear. People don't quit, they just kind of disappear. You ever notice? It reminds me of the story of the young man who was on the climb. He was a senior at Syracuse University, and he was lined up for a big job. He was already working kind of as an intern, and I guess, you know, that's where Carmelo Anthony was a legend. And he was also had one other thing going on in his life. He was going to get married. And it just so happened to be that they had planned the wedding, and he thought he could get out of work, and but they wouldn't let him out. And the last train was at 5 o'clock. So he kind of had an ulterior motive, too. He wanted to have a little bachelor party. So because the train left at 5, he could kind of have that. He knew he had to be up early, though. And so the only train that left was at 6 in the morning. That's pretty early. And he had to get to Rochester where his bride was waiting for him, and they would start the wedding around noon. And so that night he got ready. This was a big day of his life, and everything was going very well for him. And when he got to the train station at 6 a.m., he was doing anticipatory thinking, which we should all practice, thinking ahead of what could go wrong. And he got the porter. He said, "Now listen, I'm getting married tomorrow. I've been up all night, and I got to get off on that train. And I got to depend on you, because I'm going to take a nap now. And here's $50 in advance, my friend, Mr. Porter. And you make sure, I don't care what you have to do. I don't care if you have to pour water on me. I don't care if you have to stick me. I don't care if you have to wrap my belt around my neck and drag me off this train. I have to get off this train in Rochester by 10 o'clock in the morning. I've got to be there. So he got on the train and he fell asleep, and wouldn't you know it, he woke up. It was 11:30 a.m. He was in Grand Central Station. The guy went berserk. He said, I can't believe this. I mean, I couldn't have made it any clearer. I gave the guy $50. I did everything possible to make it work. What am I going to do now? How am I going to get, to Rochester? What's my wife going to say to me? Probably going to not marry me. And he went to find the porter. He said, what the heck happened? How can you do this to me? I mean, you knew I had to get off this train. It means everything to me. I don't even know what to do or what to say. Where's that $50? And the guy's saying, well, I did it. I did it. Let me explain. I mean, I tried. He said, just give me that $50. He wouldn't even let the guy talk. And he ran off to go hire a car to get to Rochester by 1 o'clock. And the conductor's looking up and said, man, that guy sure was mad, wasn't he? He was really mad. I've never seen anybody that mad. He said, well, he was really mad, and probably rightfully so. But that wasn't nothing. You should see the guy I threw off the train in Rochester. That guy was mad. So you say, it really wasn't the conductor's fault. It really wasn't the porter's fault. It really wasn't the young man's fault. Sometimes the best made plans go astray. The moral is, though, you don't let it get you off track. And you keep your eye on the goal. And it most often works out if you just don't give up. And that's the message to you, because you see, he got to Rochester, he got married, he got that job, and he went on to be very successful. And we all like a happy ending to a story. Let me ask you something. Is your story going to end with a happy ending? Because you see, things will go wrong, but you have the power to make it right. And the only way it won't work is if you disappear. Because it's just a matter of time. And when that day comes, and it will come, when you're wondering, why the heck am I doing this? And you're about ready to give up, tie a knot at the end of the rope. And tie it tight. Because things will change. The only way it won't work is if you're not here. Things will change. Timing's everything. And somebody will come into your life, or something will happen in the business, or something will happen at work, and you'll discover the right person. And boy, I can tell you, the directors that I know that almost weren't here, but they are. So God bless that, And I kind of feel like I wish I could spare you of this talk. I mean, if you get done listening before I get done speaking, kindly raise your hand. But I wish I could spare you of this talk and just give it to you. I wish there was a way that I could get inside your mind, inside your blood, and that you would know what I know and could feel what I feel and know what these guys know about the business and about you and about life. And I sometimes wish that we could grind us up into a little pill. And I take this team here, maybe some of the great pioneers, and we make a nice herbal tablet out of us. And we give double BV on it and double IBV. So everybody would take it. And you take that pill, and if you begin to realize and know and believe what we know and believe about the world, about the economy, and about how this is a solution, and about the business and how it works, and how everything's just so right about it, lined up with reality. And if you got that feeling and knew that, took that pill, you start shaking 15 minutes later when it got into your blood. What's happening to me? I'm beginning to believe. I believe I can do it. Beads of perspiration breaking out on your forehead. You run out that door and you would just do it, like Mark says. And you would do it and 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 do it until you were a success. 20 years. It's hard to believe. But you know, success is not a destination. It really isn't. It's a journey. We've been on an incredible journey together, and I want you to know it's just starting. We're enjoying it way too much. And I hope you're enjoying it too. Are you enjoying the journey? You know, we started with a vision 20 years ago to change an industry in order to make things possible for the average person. To allow people to succeed without doing it at the expense of others. To be in cooperation rather than competition. And, I have to say that we started with a vision to change an industry and create a new one, and we have done that. I stand before you today and submit to you that we have done that, and it's just the beginning. You know, this whole company was really started coincidentally. There was no big plan. Some few things happened that made a billionth of a volt go off, and Lauren irritated me. But it actually happened because we wanted to go to a movie one night. This is a good story to know. Some of you have heard it before. When you go to a movie, you should get recommendations, which is one of the key best practices in internet marketing now, right? Get a recommendation. So we called up some people, and it just so happened that nobody was home. And I think Steve said earlier, we were already the social networking company before the social network came around. Because we do spread the word and rely on each other's recommendations, don't we? Isn't that what it's all about? So nobody was home, so we just took a chance and went to a movie. And it was 20-some years ago. I think it was Rocky II or something. I can't remember. But man, we lucked out. It was great. I was in the moment. Laughing, crying. Wow, I forgot that I was there. You ever had that experience? And I couldn't wait to get home. As great as that experience was in the moment, I couldn't wait to get home and tell my friends. So I started, man, you wouldn't believe this thing. It was just unbelievable. You know, they would say, oh, that's nice. That's wonderful. They weren't too impressed. And the next week, though, when they wanted to go to a movie, they did the same thing. They remembered what I had told them, that recommendation. So they ended up going to the movie. They had that incredible experience. They told some people. Make a long story short, at the end of the month, over 300 people had gone to that movie because of my big mouth, and I didn't make a dime. Yet the movie producers and the cinemas made a lot of money. And I mentioned to Lauren, I said, wouldn't it be incredible if we could track that? Okay? And I actually did. I went and I called the 12 people I invited, and I asked them, who did you invite? I'm doing an experiment. I have a project. Would you help me out? So they told me, and they said, you mind if I use your name and call them? Well, I tracked this down. This is an absolute true story. I tracked it down 3 or 4 levels, and you know, it was getting into the hundreds. I said, this is incredible, because if we can track this, and those people were paid for the recommendation rather than the movie advertising and promotion and the millions and millions of dollars, okay, we would have an incredible business model. Once we had a great relationship, we could then find out what else they wanted. And if we saw that 20,000 people wanted widget A, we could go get it at a better price and deliver it at a higher quality, and they would love us even more, and they would start telling us everything that we wanted, and we would have a monetized network, okay, where we could identify products, bring them out, but they're already sold before they go out. And instead of the big companies making money, all of the people would make money, and they would be tied together. That was the original concept of one-to-one marketing, that this company was the genesis of this company. Isn't that amazing? And here we are today. And here we are today. But I'm here to tell you that we have never lost sight of that main channel or thread or vision. It runs through us as much today as it did back then, and it really works. It's a heck of a lot smarter than mass distribution and mass advertising in the traditional model. But I'm here to tell you today, we have evolved into a new model. Are you feeling it? Something much bigger. We present a lot of game changers throughout these events, especially this one. Do you feel like there's been more things that change the game this time than probably ever before? Okay. Well, at some point, you have to make a determination whether it's a game changer or did we change the game? Is it a new game? So for those of you that have been around for a while, that's good news because you're experienced, you're prepared. I submit to you, it's a new game. I don't know what your preference is in sports, but rugby isn't very popular here. But football, which is very popular here, came from rugby. And if you think football's rough, rugby's much rougher. And you don't have all the pads. But it actually evolved from that. And they did similar things. And the guy Jim Thorpe came along with a straight arm and kind of opened up the sweeps rather than all the wedges. And then at Notre Dame, a coach by the name of Newt Rockne pulled a fast one on everybody. He had them throw the forward pass. Well, it put everybody in a befuddlement because it wasn't against the rules. They couldn't find a rule against it. Now, they could have banned it and stopped it, but they didn't. And as a result, it changed the game. It was a new game. And out of that grew football. Imagine what everybody's doing. They didn't know what to do when they threw the ball down the field over everybody. And in a way, that's what's happening here this weekend. We got the forward pass now. We're changing into a new game. Are you beginning to sense that? Are you? Now look, I'm going to submit to you that we had a 20-year gestation period. We've been pregnant for 20 years, and we just delivered a big baby. Shop.com and shopping annuity and beaton.com, and it's a new game, a new baby. Much, much better than before. A new opportunity. Now, when you think about the climate that we live in, I want you to think about the new game. The economy, inflation, jobs, security, retirement, at the center of our society's concerns and problems. People are scared, worried, and if they're not, they will be soon. Because everybody wants the economy to pick up. I have news for you. I'm scared about when that happens because we printed so much money to do all the bailouts and all the wonderful things that we do. As long as there's not a picked up economy, which means nobody's spending and no businesses are investing, everything will stay about the same. But when it picks up, when you have quadrupled the money supply, you're going to have inflation at 20 to 30%. Now, that's okay for us if you're building a business. But what about the rest of them that are going to need the business? See, you better get busy. It's an incredible opportunity. Now, you think that you don't worry about inflation. When inflation is 30%, do you think your employer is going to give you 30% per year cost of living increases? Then you will be concerned. And so will everybody else. And we have the solution. So we better get busy. Do you get it? People need to do something, folks. I don't understand when people say, can't build a business like I used to because of the economy. You see that as a detriment? I see that as an asset. That's what we should be talking about. You should be on a crusade as a disciple to save people. I am a secular evangelist. I can't save your soul, maybe, but I can save your economic future. You can save your own soul. But you know, it all speaks to the heart and vision of what we were about. So we set out 20 years ago to do this, a business model that was based on what average individuals could actually do, realistically do. Based a system, a buying system, where products were product driven, that people wanted them, that we weren't trying to shove something down their throat. And you can look at this, you know, organizational structure that created a vested economic interest, compensation plan that minimized and eliminated competition within an organization, vertical versus horizontal, a tracking system to accumulate sales infinitely, business that could be willed and passed down generation to generation, business with dynamic, not static, that would change with the markets. Have we changed with the markets? We had a product we were doing $60 million with that disappeared because of some government politics. Didn't affect us. Why? Because of the way the model works. We're a product brokerage company. You know, product brokerage system, market driven. We just don't have one thing, we have everything. That's why we can do the shopping annuity. And if there's something that you think we should have that's hot, that's coming in, or that people buy that we don't have, let's get it. Right? Because that's the beauty of our program. You know, and customers and UFOs determine what we sell. We don't determine it. We're listening to you all day long. And you know what? For some of you guys who have been around for a while, this might be old juice to you. I heard this before. Did you? If you really heard it, look, none of this existed before with any company until us. And we did it. And it's a reality. And it's a new industry. So what are you going to do with it? See, that part's done. But maybe we forget it. We become callous. But Market America is really a vehicle, isn't it? If you don't get in a vehicle, turn on the key and drive it, it goes nowhere. It doesn't matter how powerful it is. Would you agree with that? You know? And we've been building a new engine for the last 5 years. And I want you to know it just came off the assembly line and it's ready. But when we started, we had an engine and it would take you where you wanted to go. You could make some money. We worked real hard at it. And it was it was these components. And off it went. And you guys all drove it to a level of success and have a nice income. Agree? But for you newbies, or younger ones, or those that have not been through the wars, we now have a better car. Supercharged 8-cylinder. Same four before, but we added some. Shop.com, social commerce, NMTSS realignment, and now the digital NMTSS. Did this get you yet? Meet On is the next way to communicate. It's going to be a lot bigger than Market America, but it'll be bringing a bigger world to you because we're the exclusive merchandiser and shopping site for everything on it. So it's going to bring us a lot of business, but it's a cross between Twitter and YouTube that's monetized, and there's no telling how big it'll be. It could be bigger than Market America, but we don't care because we're going to get all the business from it. So simplification, and global reach. Atomic energy. You saw it yesterday. This car's ready to go. But I got to tell you, by the time we got it done, it took a long time. You think you thought it was a long time? We really thought it was a long time. But it's done. So we got a brand new car for you here that we're delivering this week. Are you ready to get in it? You know, shop.com is red hot and rolling. Social commerce is a reality. TSS realignment, meeton.com. Simplification and global reach, it's a reality everywhere. The business is easy. So, you guys having fun? Am I boring you yet? Game changers versus a new game. The difference is, one just makes it easier or better. The other one is a paradigm shift. It changes everything. And I believe that everything's changed now for us to take advantage of a bad economy and to basically save the world. They don't have any solutions. Okay? I think we have a solution. And you tell me, you're so bright, because this is such a lofty goal, you tell me, in all your brilliance, why won't it work? Give me a reason. I defy you. The only reason it won't work is because all of you won't bond together and do it. But if we all do it together, our collective buying power and our collective power cooperating rather than competing will definitely change the economy of this world. Right from this room. I'm telling you. And so it's kind of like things like the internet and social commerce. They weren't game changers. They were a new game, a whole new game. And I'm here to tell you, it's the same thing with our model. Do you believe that? Okay, so think about it. Now just think about it. Come on, think. New company and a new opportunity. What's happened? Shop.com integration, Trend Shop, Shopbox, Shop Buddy, free shipping, 50 million products, My List, translation into other countries, regionalized sites for Taiwan and whatnot, e-gift, auto-ship, SEM, customer protection. What other site in the world protects your customers and knows who they are, where they are, and makes sure that you get credit for them no matter what? Well, who else has that? So that you own your customers. Shopping annuity. Okay, would you like me to now spend 1 hour on shopping annuity to make sure you understand it? I think I should. Are you going to do the assessment the week you get home? Or do you want me to talk for an hour on it? Are you going to do 2 assessments next week? Or do you want me to make you sit there and forget the rest of the talk and tell you about transfer buying? No? Are you going to do it? Just do it, right? And you know what's going to happen when you just do it? Your volume's going to go through the roof. That's your punishment. Too much volume. And think about it. Global atomic energy, the MPCP on steroids. Woo, adrenaline. Steroids are bad. Adrenaline. Shop.com, global, EMP, and unification in a plan that's as revolutionary as a binary was itself times 10. And I know you don't understand it all. Just figure out where your weak leg is and work some team strategies. Get involved in getting some people there. The leaders build a leg there. It'll all start to fall right into place. When several people do that, you're going to be qualifying. Your weak leg, I'll say it again, will become your strong leg. Just like the strong one was. I mean, I don't know what else. I just gave all you guys a $500,000 raise. Just on that. and meeton.com. I mean, I'm just trying to put this in perspective. Globalshot.com, the EMP, Partner Now, and Waiting Room. Boy, does that change the game when you're building. Maybe you don't understand the impact because you're not out there doing it enough. But UBP, new presentation, simplification. I mean, even the plan is new. Unfranchised.com, mobile. I mean, it's a mobile world. Unfranchised and UFMS all on mobile. I mean, come on. I mean, how ahead of the curve is that? Did you like it? So, amazing. We're not the same company, and we're not the same opportunity. We're not. And I've always said, if you want to be successful, you need to identify a paradigm-shifting trend, and instead of following the parade, get out in front and lead the parade. And we're leading the parade. And I hope that you lead it with us. And the last 5 years have been a metamorphosis. We were kind of like an egg and then a caterpillar. We had a few little difficulties here or there, but you guys stuck it through. And I appreciate that, because you could have just abandoned us. But you know, we're not 20 years old. We're 20 years young. We're new, we're better, we're fresher, we're more passionate, and there's a lot more money in the program, and it's a lot easier. We just emerged from the cocoon. We just got delivered from that gestation period. But we came from networking and direct sales. We evolved into product brokerage and binomial MPCP. Then unfranchised system, one-to-one marketing. And that's when the requirements came in. That's when it got a little more complex, but a little more powerful, and it wasn't such a slippery slope. But now, Market America, Shop.com, social commerce, one-to-one marketing, Butterfly with simplification to make it easy. What are you going to do with it, huh? You like that? Isn't it true? So, but let's talk about what we have. Actually, our real product is belief, and the application of belief with an economic model that people can change their financial future without it being determined by the size of their bankroll, their connections, their educations. All they have to have is a why and a little sweat equity. Now, I might be stating the obvious, but I don't understand. If you really believe this, do you really get it? You look all around us in mainstream America, in the establishment, that's all anybody's talking about. The economy and the dismal future, you can't retire, things have changed, things have gone to crap. Isn't that it? And everybody's worried. That's the lunch conversation, the dinner conversation. People go to school, they don't get a bailout, but at least the kids are smarter than their parents. They realize they don't want a job and work 45 years. They're going to be an entrepreneur, right? Market America is a bailout. I mean, the point is, it's relevant, it's needed, it's paradigm shifting, okay? And we're there. Let's take a look at it. You know, we're going to be $1 billion company this year. And so we brought on a $1 billion company CFO that's run $1 billion companies, who I think he knows what he's doing. Very, very excited about the potential of Market America and adjusting some bolts here or there and really, really doing something. But he knows what he's talking about. I mean, you can see his credentials up here. He knows the financial markets. Would you agree with that? And here, he's right over here, Kirk Wall. Let's welcome him to our team. So, you know, he was a CFO for Aramac, a multi-billion-dollar conglomerate. So I think he knows what's going on. Now here's reality, folks. Let's talk reality. Because when you go home and hit the pavement, you meet people, deal with people, and I don't think that you're bringing it up. I don't think you're having a discussion with them. And that's what our business is about. It's about providing this opportunity. So if you're making $109,000 a year, the way the financial community judges, okay, the investment world or returns is on the 10-year treasury bill, because it's secure, but it provides a better return than most places. Everybody agree with that? Go do your homework if you don't believe me. Just look it up on the internet. And so, in order to make $109,000 a year, now listen to this, because this is ammunition to take back with you. Because the only reason you're not a director, the only reason is not because you're not dedicated, you're here. I'm preaching to the choir. But I know you're the leaders and you need to take the message back. $109,000 requires a $500,051 investment in T-bills. How many people got that money to make 109 residual income? I mean, you're not putting in 40 hours a week. Do you get that? Now, you can offer somebody an income that would take over $5 million in the bank, but that was 5 years ago. Your unfranchised just doubled in value. To build one unfranchised center, yielding $187,000 a year, now would cost $9,454,000, whereas 5 years ago it would have been $4,680,000. You can get these slides. I recommend that you use this in your dinner and lunch conversations or at your bar conversations with your friends, because in a way, the returns on your investment using this 10-year bond are proof of what an unfranchised is worth. And some of you are not very proud of the business. Where else are you going to be able to get that type of income without that type of capital and investment? Where else? You don't even have a chance. Nowhere. Just wake up. I mean, 2.7 on commercial paper, on commercial bond yields, 2.7, diddly. And you got to have a lot of money to do it. And we can change the economy. So first, what does that say, guys, you big ones here? What does that say about the value of an unfranchised business? Now, if you were to sell it, you could use traditional arguments that it's 10 times the net. So in that case, your business is worth $1,870,000. You have solid customers, repeat customers. You've been in business for 10 years, 15 years, 20 years. I'm here to tell you, that's a real asset. And you're a little squeamish about what you do. When are you going to stand on your own 2 feet and say, if it's good enough for me, it's good enough for anybody, but you can't afford it because you don't got enough sweat equity? You see? And the T-bill equivalent, if it takes $9 to $10 million to earn $187,000, what is wrong with the logic that that business is therefore worth $9 to $10 million? Do you get that? Deductive reasoning? Oh, well, you don't have the actual assets in it. Well, neither do they. And when you look at it, I would be concerned. But they have a lot of headaches. So, we're doing meeton.com. And it could be as big as Twitter or Facebook. I mean, it's scary to think what can happen. I don't know if you figured that out yet, but let's just worry about it being a digital NMTSS for now and make a lot of money. But to do that, you got to take a look at equity plans, because you can't attract the right community in the IT and digital world and marketing world without having that type of company in today's environment. So I'm looking at it and trying to get the company valued. And you learn these formulas. And, they take a look at the net income, but it's basically based on the number of continuity customers that you have, like preferred customers that are on auto ship. And so I took a look at a national supervising coordinator or to director, that range. You got 2 legs pretty solid, maybe you're starting a third. Isn't that what that is? So you have 200 UFOs continuously buying on the shopping annuity, 2,000 per PCs, 10 per UFO, 200 on auto ship, 1,000 customers, We also can take a look in that formula at traffic and uniques, but it's more on conversions, but we already got the conversions. And we take the lifetime value of the customer, and we take the cost of acquisition and amortize it over the time period of the lifetime value. So if it costs you, whatever thousands of dollars, you can divide that by the lifetime value, and you're able to get the value of the business. It's called valuation. Well, a supervising coordinator is worth at least $1 million. The thing that blows this out of the water is the normal lifetime value of a customer is under a year, usually 2 to 6 months. You understand this? You want some education today, or you just want me to babble and motivate you and irritate you? Okay? So, how many people in here have been in for more than a year? And you buy products every month, right? 2 years. How many? 5. Got a lot of newbies, but got a lot in. Now, the problem with this formula is it blows it out of the water. It becomes totally unrealistic to the equity markets because it multiplies the number out of range to being your business, Frank, being worth 20 million. But it probably really is. They just don't like us. And you don't want to sell your business, so what's the worry anyway? Because you got income for life. Does this make any sense to you? And you know, a lot of people talk about franchises. Franchises is an $800 billion industry. Of course, we are what? The unfranchised. And you know why, right? Because we eliminate the royalty, the upfront franchise fee. We pay you the royalty. We eliminate all the risk. But yet we simulate the model of systemization, standardization, all the support and whatnot. So there's a lot of things in Market America, isn't there? And a lot of things to do. Some people complain about it. And you got to go to a regional, you got to go to a convention, you got to get social media, you got to get this kit, you got to get that. Wow, all these universities, you're nickel and diming me to death. You ever heard those complaints? I got so fed up with it that I actually said, you know what? I'm going to just franchise this thing. And then the FTC was considering passing rules where you had to have disclaimers and all types of other regulations. So I just franchise it. And Dennis, everything that somebody could possibly spend to the point where they'd make a couple $100,000 a year is probably 10 grand. 10 grand for a couple years, and we'll give them everything. Their convention tickets, everything. The computer, whatever. Software, shop.com. And so I took it to some franchising syndicates that put these things out. You have to get a disclosure statement, and they value them, and you go through all this stuff. So I went and did a couple meetings, Mark, up in New York and whatnot, and I came back to get the result, and they sat me down and said, look, we're sorry to say the problem with your model is nobody has brick and mortar. They don't have a building. They don't lease a building. There's no restaurant equipment. There's no equipment, and there's no hard assets. And although it's very profitable, and you do give them shop.com platform like an Amazon, a little Amazon, we figure that the most you can realistically get this and for it to really move and sell, because you do have the profit picture very, very strong, and you do have a track record. It shows that people earn that money. It's not like a new one. It would be between a low of 69 grand, probably realistically 87,000, and the most you could probably get is 125,000 per shop.com franchise. I'm sitting there, whoa. Now, would you like me to charge you $89,000 for your unfranchised? Well, maybe I should. Now, we didn't do that because we wanted to make it available to the grassroots level and regardless of somebody's income, and we didn't want them to have to finance it. We didn't do that. But you know what the two-edged sword is? That's the way you treat it. If you had to put 125 grand in, how would you treat this business? Would you be doing assessments and shopping annuities all week long? Would you be doing social media? Would you be doing ABC pattern, basic 5, base 10, 7 strong? Would it make a difference? You see, here's the truth. If you spend as much time on your job as you did on your business, you would get fired. Did you hear what I said? Kind of funny, isn't it? But if you spent one half the time you spent on in the business as you did on your job, one half as much time in the business as you did on your job, just one half, even one quarter, you would be rich and wouldn't need a job. So let's see how little we can do. Okay. So it's a compare. Let's just compare things. I want you to get this because we're a new company. We're a new deal. We're a new opportunity. And the world is suffering. And we have the solution. And I want you to be able to go out and talk about it. Okay? So how many of you have 5, 10, 20-year retirement financial goals? Or how many people do you know have them? Let's take a quick look at reality so that you can talk about this. You're going to become a financial planner, and you're not going to sell them insurance. You're going to sell them the unfranchised. Ha, ha, ha. So someone says, I'm a financial planner, that means they're an insurance salesman, but a better one. Okay? So let's do a quick self-assessment. You know, where's your income? Somewhere on here. Everybody fit on here? Elizabeth, you're off. The problem with you is when somebody kids you, you can say, to get my residual income, it would take you $50 million in T-bills. So shut up. Because you won't do the work I did. And are you being honest with yourself? Do you know what's going to happen to you? Or are you just hoping? You're going to wait till it hits? It's going to hit. Believe me. It's a mathematical formula. It's going to hit. Okay? You can choose not to believe me. You'll find out then. So expenses have gone up like this since 2005. You can read these, right? Do I need to say them? Everybody see them? 51%, 1.7%. Okay? It's just amazing. And you know, take a look at ground beef. $2.30 a pound in 2005, $3.52 now. Tomatoes, $1.84, $2.19 now. You go down the list. Oh, you say, that's higher than the inflation rate. Let me tell you something else. I'm here from the government and I tell the truth. They're lying to you. They're lying to you for lots of reasons. One of which is to get elected. And both Republicans and Democrats do it, so I'm not being, political. But here's the bottom line. The cost of food and ground beef, 5.6%, chicken, 6%, housing and school, 4.2%, 7.9% on college textbooks, and it just goes on and on and on. Healthcare costs continue to rise. Health insurance up 9.9%. I mean, come on, this is reality. And why shouldn't you know this if you're a real professional, okay? So we're not changing as fast as the world's changing around us. And in 10 years, okay, if you're making 30 grand, okay, it's going to be like 12,000. If you're making 100,000, it's going to be like 40,000. Does everybody understand that? What are you going to do about it? Nothing? Are you going to be able to live if you're making 100 grand on 40 grand? Okay, maybe I'm talking to the wall. This is what we have. They don't have a way to solve this, and we do. Do you get that? I mean, And here's my big point. It hasn't been that bad because inflation has been kind of stable because the economy is soft. Nobody's spending money, you agree? Businesses are not investing or hiring. Therefore, it's soft. But when we all want it to go up, right? We want people to spend. We want businesses to invest. What's going to happen? Inflation is going to go through the roof. So those figures were low. So that's why people need an unfranchised in this economy. Retirement, look what's happening. Our parents, your parents, then you pretty soon. It's not going to happen. You're going to be drinking coffee to stay on the job, like this guy. Does everybody see that? Do you believe it? So what am I trying to say? People need to do something. Okay? Everyone's looking for a solution. And we can create our own economy. And what does that mean? It's not our fault, this economy. It's not your fault. The consumers, the workers, the producers. It's the big honchos at the top, the greedy know-it-alls that control the upper levels of our society. Screwed up at the top. The banks, Wall Street, automotive industry, mortgages, mortgage securities. Take all the mortgages and combine them into security. Boy, that was a real scam. Bailouts, let them fail. Something else better will come along. You know? Print money, print money, print money, print money, print money. Okay? We don't need to be affected. We don't need to participate. We don't need to let it happen to us. Because if we work this business together, our collective buying power, and that thing that I called a shopping annuity yesterday, will produce more income than you'll ever need. Because it's based on cooperation rather than competition. You don't need to beat the other guy out in this vertical model. We can combine our buying power, and the power of numbers will produce the income that big companies were getting and put it in your pocket. Now, that's something to join together about, become united about. See? Consumerism is our power. Entrepreneurism is our power. People need to do something. We have the solution. They used to call it, we have the cookie. What do you mean we got the cookie? Well, we got the cookie, what people want. I say, if that be the case, we got the bakery. We got the bakery. We need to do something. It's all about the 2 to 3 year plan. It's all about shopping annuity, the shopping annuity. How many in here are going to actually do the assessment? Because when you do the assessment, you get a pair of these glasses for your meeting. When we come over and see you, we want to see you wearing them. And are you guys going to do the assessment? Okay? You're going to do it? Everybody in your group that completes the assessment, that completes it, gets this badge. Gets this badge. Now, you got to do it. You got to do it. I'm partial to my own group. Now, if you're really going to do the assessment, I don't need to talk an hour. But let me tell you something. Everybody that does the assessment gets a pair of these glasses. Herbalife built a $3 billion company on lose weight now, ask me how. A.L. Williams, which became Prime America, said, convert life to term and invest the rest, and build a multi-billion-dollar company. on that. I like a lot more convert spending into earning. And what's them glasses about? I retired on people's shopping. Now, at the next convention in Greensboro, if every single one of you do the shopping annuity and did the assessment, we will converge on Greensboro 25,000 strong with these glasses, and I guarantee you it'll be in the Wall Street Journal. You can do it at your own meetings. Imagine the meeting of your local seminar or your UBP with 50 people or 100 people marching around the hotel with these glasses on. I wonder if they ask you, what's that? You gotta like it. Well, what do you get as a UFO? Have you ever thought about it? What do you get as a UFO? And it's unfranchised. Well, one thing you get is a product brokerage business with billion-dollar markets and the Market America University, all packaged for you to run a business, direct sales, or however you want to do it, as big as you want. But then you also get, now listen to this, you literally get an Amazon.com in a box. Let's suppose something magical happened, and somehow it was bestowed upon you to receive the assets and operation of Amazon.com, and I hate them. It's yours now. Now, you walk in the door, it's yours, but you now have to run and attract the business. You have the asset, you didn't have to invest billions. I submit to you that unless you do what you have to do anyway and you're unfranchised, that business is going to fail. And you're going to be the laughing stock of the world. Would you agree with that? Well, I got news for you. You were just given Amazon.com with Shop.com because it's the same thing. And what are you going to do with it? Think about it, okay? We provide you in a box. Think about this. The technology, the website, the online site, 50 million products and search fulfillment. Hey, you set up your site. You have orders. Who's going to ship them? Who's going to track them? E-commerce, payment collection, marketing, promotion, exposure, branding, training, SEO, SEM, customer service, social commerce, digital tools, training, coaching, and support. You got this box, man. And in it is $187,000 to $1 million income. You would have had to invest millions in it. And if I franchised it, you'd be paying $129,000 at least. But you got it for $129 and a little sweat equity. So what's in that box? Everything you'd ever need. Everything you'd ever need is right in that box to run a booming online shopping business, which is the only growing sector in the economy. It's a place to be. I mean, come on. Other people want to get in it. And take a look at what you end up getting. We even give cash back to attract customers so that if you're going to fish in the right pond, you got the right bait, money. Unbelievable. Who else has this? When I talk about the shopping annuity, it's because we have everything that people want, not just junk that they don't want, and we got our own products that are proven, that people love, that people beat the door down, that you can market all around the world now. It's so much, I have to click it forward. And we're going to provide you the technology, applications, social media. And here's the great thing of all. You go out and build your big internet shopping business, your e-commerce business, and it grows to millions. And you're a big honcho. Who's going to handle the customer service? Who's going to handle SEM and SEO? Who's going to handle the hardware and the servers? Who's going to ship the product? You need a whole staff. Now you're married to it 24 hours a day. But when you build Market America, we expand distribution through other unfranchised owners and not at their expense. We don't take money from them in order to expand distribution and allow them to make money. But now you can work in your underwear because you don't need all that crap. Market America and Shop.com has it, and you have other unfranchised owners making money. Now, what's the smart way of doing it? Now, you think about Amazon.com. Amazon.com has one website. And they're branded and we're not. You know why they're branded and we're not? Because you don't have a big mouth. They're branded. That's the only reason people know about them. They're not better than us. And they got one website. All traffic goes to the one website. They sell the product, keep all the money, and pay their investors. MarketAmericaShop.com, we're the people's company. We have 167,000 websites that are identical, that we support, so that you get the customers, you own the customers, and you make the money. What do we got? All the way up, everybody makes the same. You don't make off of them. People can't figure out how we do it. And then what? Your customers are protected. Do you realize when you build a website, your customers aren't protected? They can go anywhere else. If they go to the supplier or the affiliate program that you were in as a supplier, you lose them. Too bad. With Market America, you own your customers for life because we've gone to the trouble to develop software more sophisticated than that which it took to go to the moon, to track those customers, where they go, what country they're in, and any time that they order, that order comes back to you into your unfranchised business development center to protect your residual income. Woo, who else has that? You see? Yeah, I get a little passionate. About it. And here's why. It's nice to know, ladies and gentlemen, when your friends thought you came to this thing and you're a little squirrely, to sit in a hardback chair for 4 days and hear a bunch of hoopla, you can go back and tell them, you're at the right place, at the right time, with the right opportunity, with the right plan, with the right company, with the right people. That's the bottom line. That's the bottom line. That's the truth. You start telling them the truth. You know, we're ahead of the curve. We ain't catching up no more, Michael Brady. We're ahead of the curve. I just want faster. And I want to tell you something. We are leading the parade, not following it. Do you realize how important that is in life if you don't want to be beat by that economic crisis and situation that I just explained? You don't want to be behind the curve. You're ahead of the curve. Be proud of where you are and to be an unfranchised owner. In internet marketing, we're not the only kid in the game. I'm going to tell you something that some of you are missing. I'm going to give you a tip now. You've been going after friends, relatives, people dumber than you, people poorer than you. You've been going after people that don't want it anymore. You've been recruiting people because of products successfully. Congratulations, that's admirable. But internet marketing, online shopping, social commerce, e-commerce, business growth towers over everything else. Hundreds of thousands of people getting into internet marketing, affiliate marketing, okay, internet biz ops every day. Consider what you get with one of these things. First of all, e-retailing spending to increase 62% in 2016. Is that where you want to be, or do you want to own a dry cleaners or a sandwich shop or be in the pencil business? Are you getting my point? Someone said, I'm getting into the printing business, and I'm getting machines, and I'm going to give you better deals. A friend of mine. I said, the first thing that you have to determine for me is that you're dumber than dog poop. Everything's going digital, man. You know? Well, at any rate, look at this. Internet retail. Global e-commerce sales topped 1.25 trillion in 2013 globally, and we're global. Isn't that where you want to be? You're at the right place with the right opportunity at the right time, and all your dumb friends aren't. No. There's something that you may not be aware of, which is just like network marketing. They're all a little goofy. They're all a little exciting. You got to love them. They're really cool people. And it's called affiliate direct marketing on the internet. There's hundreds of thousands of them. Some are smart, some are not. And they're hoping to get a big hit by something catching. A digital internet version of direct sales and internet marketing. Listen to this. $4 billion in commissions per year, $100 billion in sales. Where have you been? Where are you looking? Where are you fishing? You want to catch a lot of fish? You got to fish where the fish are. I don't like the fish. I like to catch fish. I'll say that again. I don't like to fish, Keith. I like to catch fish. You have to have the right bait and be in the right place where the fish are. And if you really want to catch a lot of fish and it's not illegal, get a net. $4.1 billion in commercials. In commissions. Forrester talks about it being what has driven the internet industry. They don't know about us. Here's a couple that was a top retailer. You know what? They are now the top recruiter. Tied with somebody else about, Lauren, I don't know the exact numbers, but I wasn't concerned with it because I knew it was close. Now why? It's because he realized where the fish were. And I'm not going to go through this now, but things like Shopify are good companies out there that try to provide an opportunity. But it costs you more per month. And the more, they don't give you the products, they don't give you all the things that we give you. They give you a couple of them and a site, and you're going to pay monthly, $80-some or whatever it's in here, you can read it. And then you got to get everything else done. And there's no residual income. You know, Volusion's another one. Gold package, $1,200 per year. They give you 5,000 products. That's better than another one, okay? But it doesn't hold a candle to us, does it? Then you got to figure out fulfillment, credit card placement. Here's another couple, Tony and Michelle Marilena. Successful affiliate and internet marketers prior to Market America. They were one of the really smart ones. Top retailer of the year before, now the top recruiter. All you other guys that have been doing it the other way, these internet guys are now beating you. And here's why. The opportunities out there in the fish pond stink. They don't. It's like when I was 13 years old, I rode around with my friends to the hot spots. You guys do that? And one of my friends, Jimmer Shields, was a wise guy. I don't mean a criminal, and Cassius Clay, wasn't Muhammad Ali yet, lived in Cherry Hill. And we saw him walking down the street with his poodle. And Jimmer jumped out of the car and said, "Hey, Cassius, you want to go a few rounds?" He looked at him and he said, "Me against you?" He said, "Yeah, come on, man." He said, "That'd be like a guy with a pea shooter against a guy with a machine gun." Market America is a company that offers the equivalent of a machine gun. Let's not get into the weapons thing now. Against a guy with a pea shooter. It's so much more powerful. They don't get anything. You won't appreciate what you got until you look these up. And here they are. And while I talk, you can read them. Because it's faster for you to read than me to speak. And we get done quicker. Do you get this though? Nobody holds a candle to us. Volusion, Dova, Christy Lane, they all give a few things. They all charge more per month than your whole unfranchised cost, and you got to pay it every year, and they don't provide you the products and all of the support and services and the functionality and the merchandising that we do. Nothing builds residual income like Market America and Shop.com regardless. And they're out there. And I'm providing you these slides, and I'm not going to go over them in detail, but they look at the gold package. What is that? These things are not prescription. They're good for shopping because you can't see the price. $5,645. And they limit your pages. You know how many page views does Market America have on a website? Million. God, I hate to say what this would cost you. You know, you get what? 35, God, you go broke on this one for sure. We better not deal with them. So 115 pages is what it has. 115 pages, and they charge you out the gazoo. So Tony can explain this better than me, but I know. And then Paul provided this. These are real life examples. You should do your homework. And these people are all over the email spam market. They're all over the internet, and they're all selling you phony deals, and thousands of people are getting in them. We need to save those people, folks. What they're really looking for is the real deal. The Market America Shop.com in a box powered by Market America. So let's get out there and do it. Hey, you know what I'm doing? I'm telling you where the fish are. And I'm telling you how to use the bait. And I'm even telling you, you can get a net. It's legal. Guys, come on. Let's get with the program. Okay. Your relatives think that you're an idiot. I had the same problem. They don't know what to think anymore. But if you had a car dealership or a restaurant or a bookstore, they'd be bragging all over town about your butt. My son owns, a bookstore. Congratulations. I'm very proud of you. Can I have his number? Now, here's the bottom line, folks. You want a brick and mortar store? You want to pay all that overhead? You have the store to get traffic, to get sales, to get customers in order to make money. We got a better way. We had a better way before we had the internet. But now we have the internet, and that multiplies it exponentially. But here's the bottom line. You want to make $100,000 a year, right? Is that what you want to make, or more? Okay? You're going to go buy that business? Ask Kirk over here. The rule of thumb is 5 times the net. Ask Dennis. He had franchises. He had businesses. That's 500 grand. You got 500 grand? You willing to put 500 grand into this business? You don't need it, but you're chicken. But you go buy a bookstore or a dry cleaner because that's respectable. Respectable my rear end. I mean, mortgage your life away because you don't got the cash. Mortgage your life away. Good time to mortgage your life away, by the way, because it's cheaper. Now listen to this. 95% of them go out of business in the first 5 years. Statistic. You want to argue it or do you believe it? 95% of the people who put that $500,000 in go bankrupt. Wake up. We're here to make $100,000 a year and help other people do the same and they don't know where to go. And you know what? You think there's 24 hours a day until you're in business for yourself. There's more. You are never off. Ask Lynn over here. He's a business consultant in Great Britain who's going to be a fabulous unfranchised owner over there because he knows this stuff and talks this all day long. And I'm going to tell you something. What you just did was buy yourself an expensive job because you're going to work yourself to the bone, and at the end of it, if you sell it for a little goodwill, it won't last you a year or two. You might break even, and now you got to go get a job. The risk and time ain't worth it. So here's what happens. You get your business, investment, 100, 500 grand, equipment, license, office, furniture, forms, taxes, vehicles, inventory. I can't even keep up with it. Supplies, advertising, FIC, obsolete inventory, network of computers, computer upgrades. Oh, the licenses. Boy, they got us hooked on that. Computer upgrades, paperwork, secretaries, accountants, employees, local, state, federal regulations, pilferage, theft, slippage, and now look at you. You wanted to be free, and you boxed yourself in. Congratulations. We're very proud of you. What do? Oh, I own a shop.com online business with an unfranchised, and I work in my underwear. And make $187,000 a year. Okay? So my point, ladies and gentlemen, we're in perilous times, turbulent times, and you hold the bakery. You got the bakery. And we can create our own economy. Now that's just not, I'm going to say that again. We can create our own economy. And let me tell you how. That's not just a catchy saying or intriguing thought. By the way, I'll tell you how to solve welfare and the tax problem and the deficit all in one little package. Obama could never figure this one out. You ready for this? Every person that makes more than another, and the differential should be at least $30,000, can take on two people and help them succeed, and by the amount that their income increases, by which they will have to pay taxes on, so they go from 30 to 60, you get two $30,000 or 60,000 tax credit, not deduction. Now, they get the same opportunity. And if you figure it out, if I am making $500,000 and I get two people from 100,000 to 250, I get those tax credits. And when you figure out the multiplier and the math, you would wipe out the deficit of Social Security first and welfare, and then within 5 to 10 years, you would wipe out the entire national debt. And everybody that makes more would have to help people who make less make more in order to pay less tax, but we would have a bigger tax base. And the country would be okay. Oh, that's binary marketing. Oh, no, we can't do that. It'll save the country, but don't do that. Why come you did it with Social Security? That's a Ponzi scheme. They just throw you in jail. They take money from the young to pay off the old, and then they got to get more money until the whole thing breaks like Madoff. Sorry, I'm getting off on a tangent here. We create our own economy. Here's how. You need to save yourself first, right? Before you save others. And, well, I'm running behind. What I mean is consider the pioneers of this country. Where was their economy? They had no economy. They were merchants, farmers, craftsmen, workers. They came over. There was no economy. They traded amongst themselves. Didn't they? And they got by, and they prospered. So when you have a system that's built on cooperation rather than competition, and you have this many people who can influence two get two, and we pledge an oath to use our collective buying power in a shopping annuity and not buy anywhere else. Our collective buying power will influence the prices, but the biggest thing of all, it'll make every single person in that community financially independent, earning over $100,000 a year. Now, what's wrong with that? And two get 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 two two get two get two two get two two UK two get two get two get two get two get two get two Spain two get two get two get two get two get two two get two get two get two Singapore get two get two get two two China get two get two get two get two get two. What do you think? Everybody has to buy through shop.com. Why? Because it's our collective buying power. It's a shopping annuity. Okay. This vertical system is more magical than we realize. This is not some little multi-level planned pyramid thing. Genius. How we're able to do that. So the economics of the shopping annuity, I do want to teach you this, and then I'm going to speed up and stop doing this. Now watch this real carefully. This is an important lesson. I want to explain to you something about paradigm shifts, why something will work. When something comes along that is so much better than the way it was, that we can't live without it because it's more economically feasible, and there's an economic gradient that causes it to save money or make people money, there's going to be a natural change. Do you understand that? It happens in the economy all the time. Do you understand that? In other words, if a cell phone don't work very well, it costs me $500, and now I can get an iPhone for a lot less, and it does a lot more. Eventually, everybody's going to migrate that way, right? But you can give 100 different examples. So anyway, here's what's happening in the economy, and I'll explain to you. This should intellectually explain to you why this definitely is going to take over if we do it. All it needs is some momentum from a group of people like in this room. Now watch this. Here's how it works now. All spending from zero up to now. Where does the money go? Here's all the stores that everybody buys and shops from, everything that they need, like I was talking about yesterday, right? Where's the money go? Well, let's take a look. Okay? We contribute to their growth. And here's how it happens. The product starts out at $5 to $10 from one of these manufacturers that supplies the stores. Maybe Walmart gets it. It's now $40. Then the product goes to the retail stores from their warehouse. Now the product is $60. And then you guys that are not shopping at shop.com, you silly little willies, you go buy it at 100, okay? Then Amazon got smart and said, we're going to beat that. And they buy directly from the manufacturer, and it goes to their warehouses at $40, lower cost to the seller because they buy in quantity, and then they sell it to you at $80. And then what happens here? Market America, we get the vendors and manufacturers to provide the product information at no cost. We put it on the web portal, okay? We do one-to-one marketing. We allow people to search to find the best deal at the best price. They direct order, okay? The product goes directly to the consumer, and now the product is $60. Why wouldn't you want to do that? You're smart, okay? Consumer's point of view, okay? And no incentives, a web portal, okay? Group discounts from the partner stores. They never had those discounts before. But now they share the profit with us. It goes into our website, into shop.com. We pay cash back to the customer, okay? And now let's take a look at how the unfranchised owner works. And look at these. You might recognize some of these people. They have preferred customers that they work with, and they're shop consultants. They know where to get the stuff at shop.com, okay? And they're able to work through our shop.com site. Okay? The consumers search the product on their portals, on their shop.com and the box site. They do their daily spending the same way, but the profit is shared here, and the customer gets cash back, and the distributor gets BV and IBV, and a shopping annuity, and on the profit of the product, and it becomes a residual income that goes on and on and on. Where do you think people that are smart are going to end up? Do you understand that? It just makes sense, okay? So it's a new age, a new game. The world is discovering us. We're now a global company. You heard about it all. I'm telling you, it's nuclear energy. When you go home, you got your work cut out for you. Now, next Monday, around, what time should I do it on Monday? What's a good time for all these people, you guys that do? I'm going to do a meet-on session on the global. What's a good time on Monday? 8 o'clock? I'll do it at 8 o'clock. We'll put it up on the website. But globalshop.com, you understand that. You can sell now anywhere in the world. Your Market America products, put the BV in your home center. We combined all the regions. This is a review from yesterday. So that all the BV combines in each region. You got the EMP to open new countries, the unification, and the PCP allows you to earn twice on building in another country and tying it back to your weak center to complete it. Okay? When you max out that and you got your whole group doing it, okay, you earn on the UGC, and it's just an incredible process. Fundamentally allows every single person in here to do what happened in their strong common leg by re-entering with an IRC and make the same thing happen again and tie it into their weak leg to complete the center and earn forever on that center, and they can do it in 2 countries. I hope that you understand that. It eliminates all the resistance. It allows UFOs to cross-pollinate and a whole team of them to do it because they all have such a strong economic incentive. Now, maybe you're quiet because you're befuddled. Maybe you're quiet because you're amazed. But I'm going to tell you something. This is a new game. This is a new game. And it solves the lack of incentive, negative incentive to cross-pollinate. It eliminates the barriers of resistance. And everybody gets an IRC. And you tie it, start in another country, tie it to your weak leg. And I'm going to skip over the rest of these because I'm going to do the webinar. And it's just so amazing. Okay? Matt, I don't know how to go fast forward. But what I'm trying to do is catch up one time. I love this one. Look at this. Wow. It comes up one side. Everybody connects over. They make money there. It completes their centers there. It rolls up, and you make money again on your whole organization in the UGC. Atomic energy. There it goes again. See all the money bags? But just from your own point of view, just think, where's my weak leg? Who can I team up with? You don't even need to go there. And it's going to tie back and complete your other center. You're going to be working the business like you did in the beginning that created that strong leg because the people in the strong leg have the incentive now just to work it like they did that leg. But they're not going to do that in your weak leg. But now it becomes your strong leg. Can you understand that? I'm so far behind. I was going to give you a nice little review because there was so much interest in it. But what about this one? Hey, how many people love the IRC global unification that ties it? Are you getting that? You understand that? And what about this? The business is now a slippery slope. So much easier. Everybody should understand this is a new company. It's not like it used to be. You know, the Getting Started Guide, the Getting Started Wizard, the Auto Annual Renewal, you don't have to worry about that. Product kits so people don't have to struggle over decisions. The Partner Now program, unbelievable. To be able to work the ABC pattern and just connect the dots rather than spending an hour or 2 with each person and it's slowing things down. Being able to do it abroad, transfer buying, new UBP. Okay? I mean, we actually have a new marketing plan and a Fast Start program to get people popping right away. So then we talk about turning our spending into earning. And what I'm trying to convey to you, it really is a new game, guys. You know, it's a new game. And this is automatic. You're doing the same thing you used to be doing in the shopping center or in the grocery store, but it's going into this, the MPCP. Let me pop by that. Okay, into the MPCP. Okay, so this one, start climbing. And how does this whole thing happen? Put me on start climbing. I'm trying to make up time. Okay, so do you get it now? It all starts with the assessment. By the degree which you do the assessment and the number of people that you do the assessment with in your group will determine how much your BV and IBV jumps and how much residual income you get. And they're not spending a dime, they're saving money. That's our creed, that's our DNA, that's where the business starts. Do you agree with that? And why wouldn't somebody do it? And if it's a little hard for you to do, you're a little clunky or a little confused, how do you like what Mark showed you with the virtual shopping consultant? It takes you right through your house and does it for you. You just have to do what? Just do it. You just have to do it. And if everybody does it, everybody in here is going to be hitting a pin level. It's automatic. Do you get that? So that leads to the home shopping list. That leads to my list. That generates the order from the cart. That generates auto ship. Or it gives you the opportunity to generate auto ship. Then we should do it for the PCs because you're familiar with it. It's making so much sense. It's saving you so much money. You believe in it. You love it. You want to share it with people. Okay, you're doing them a favor. So, and then the what's that phenomenon. Everybody's using all the products. So how many more what's that are there? And how many more customers there are? So you duplicate it in your group, the assessments. So how many appointments do you have a week? Let me see how many contracts you close. You say, how many deals you close. And then the following month, we go back with our clipboards for the home inspection to see who is really doing it, to see who you should be working with. How do you like that? Crossroads, folks. It's decision time, isn't it? Decision time. Okay? It's our DNA. If you start this and do it, it'll become automatic in the group. Just like DNA replicates and reproduces a human being to perfection with a few imperfections. Okay? We do the same thing now. And if you do it and get your organization to do it, the future is over because this is the way it is. It's over because you don't have to climb uphill anymore. And it'll go on and on forever. We will change the future. Does everybody understand that? Okay? Okay, I can pop it. So you saw what Mark presented. I hope you loved it. It took a lot to do. It's amazing that you can go online and it'll take you through the whole house and replace everything with BV products that are appropriate, that save money, right through the floor plan, okay, each room, and figures it all out for you, and then it shows you your savings, and then it generates the order. So that home shopping list is a lot easier to do because of that, okay? Then you go on to auto ship, okay? It fills up your shopping annuity automatically. It's a new game. Do you understand what I'm saying? It's not a game changer, it's a new game, okay? Yeah. So the real paid to shop, skip that slide, because they've already seen it. The real paid to shop, the real cash back is what? You don't know yet. The real cash back and paid to shop for UFOs is what? The shopping annuity. And it pays hundreds of thousands of dollars. And you can figure it out. It's not real, it's the plan. I mean, it's not real. It's not a dream, it's the plan. And when you do that, you'll see the IBV and the BV going up, 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 up. And you know what? It's a digital age. We're going from from brick and mortar to click and order. Okay, word of mouth gets multiplied to word of mouth, and you learned today from Steve and Lauren so well that you don't no longer have to go looking for people in coffee shops. If you don't have the right two people to earn 100 grand a year, there's something wrong and you better be listening. Because the reason you're not a director or national supervisor coordinator earning hundreds of thousands of dollars a year is not because you don't want to. You don't have the right people. You can't find the people. And the people that you know, you see every week, and they're all mentally constipated. True or false? And you need to find yourself some new people. And you just learned that by social searching, you can sit at your computer a half hour, an hour a day, and find somebody who's looking for an internet business. Find somebody who wants OPC3. Okay? Find somebody who wants a residual income. So you already got somebody that wants what you got. I mean, is that smart? And it changes the whole business, doesn't it? Social corings, a social army. Start building your social army in UK, Spain, okay, Mexico. Okay, you duplicate leads to growth. And then meeton.com, more nuclear energy. Unbelievable. I'm not even going to spend the time to explain what it's going to do. I think some of you are just beginning to wake up. This is the digital NMTSS that makes it possible for you to bring me in to close a big hitter, makes it possible to bring a doctor in to a doctor's office to close them on nutrimetrics. You heard the possibilities. Do you get meeton.com? And it's a self-sustaining, separate economic enterprise from Market America that doesn't depend on Market America for revenue, but it brings the rest of the world to Market America and shop.com. Because all the celebrities and all the smart people who want to broadcast their wisdom are on this, and when they come, we're the shopping platform, whether it be music, their brands, or they just want to shop. How smart is that? And it's all going to go to you. Mobile is the future. Now you can run your business on the road from your phone. How do you like what Steve brought to us? Unbelievable, isn't it? We're ahead of the curve. And my point is, it's a new game. You're at the right place at the right time with the right opportunity, with the right company, with the right people. And it's time to wake up. And as always, we have two great engines, okay? We can pop over these. Matt, can we go to the university slides? And hey, look, we got two engines, right? The marketing monster that you all know about, that's hungry with all these cells that are you, that want BV and IBV. And when it sees a product opportunity, something we can bring on, it reaches out to slurp up those billions of dollars worth of volume. Like in the UK, Capital Resources, huge opportunity. Web Centers, huge opportunity. We bring that over there. This marketing monster who is hungry because of all of the UFOs that want that BV and that IBV, okay, consume it, which means sales, orders, BV and IBV in the plan. And we have 10 or 6 to 10, depending on where you are, major product lines with a back-end, upfront training and support system with the university that makes you an expert in each area. Okay? So, you need two people. Let's get down to building the business because we have less than 25 minutes. You need two people. Okay? And this really comes down to about you. If we're going to find two people, we need to use what is modern rather than 20, 30, 40 years old. I was telling my group, you can't blame the company for recruiting for not speeding up. Some of the guys I started with, okay, when we started were 30, 40, 50. They're now 60, 70, 80. They're slowing down. And this digital stuff is a little baffling to them. But they still reap all the income, so some of them will learn. But the point is this: are you obsolete a typewriter or an iPad, an 8-track, okay, or an MP3, an old fold-out map or a GPS, an old library taking hours, or instantly know anything using Google? You know, many of you are great eagles in this business, and the eagle is a fascinating bird. It's not only America's symbol, but it's a very, very unique creature. The eagle has the longest lifespan of all birds. It can live up to 70 years, but to reach this age, the eagle must make a hard decision. Its long and flexible talons can no longer grab prey, which serves as food. Sometimes that's the way it happens when you start to age, isn't it? Not quite as sharp. Its long and sharp beak becomes bent. Its old age and heavy wings, due to their thickness and feathers, become stuck to its chest and make it difficult to fly. Then the eagle is left with only two options: to die or become obsolete, or go through the painful process of change that lasts for 150 days. The process requires that eagle to fly to the mountaintop to sit on its nest. The eagle knocks its beak against the rock until it plucks it out. After plucking it out, the eagle will wait for a new beak to grow back and then pluck out its own talons. This is absolutely documentable, 100% true. When its new talons grow back, the eagle plucks out all the old age feathers. And after 5 months, the eagle takes its famous flight of rebirth and lives for 30 more years. Why is change needed? Many times in order to survive, we have to start a change process. We sometimes need to get rid of old memories, habits, and other past traditions. Only freed from past burdens can we take advantage of the present. We're a new company, a new opportunity. It's a new game. Are you ready to get in it? The eagle is an interesting bird. Most birds fly away from the storm, run. The eagle heads straight into it because it knows the uplift of the winds will allow it to rise above the storm. An eagle can see over 1,000 feet, a little mouse crawling in the grass. It has tremendous vision. Do you have the vision? And do you have the passion to fly into the storm with us? You see, for those of you that don't have two people, I suggest that you wake up and begin to understand what you have with the university. You just don't go around talking to everybody like you did 20 years ago. Some of you have been doing this for 5 years and you still don't have the right two people. Don't you want to try something different? Here's what we do. We get binoculars on, Dennis. We look very carefully and examine each person. What are they good at? What are they interested in? What do they excel at? What type of business are they in? Whoops. And we look for talent, interest, experience, passion, business connection. This person would be good at websites. Lynn has a big clientele of people that he does financial advising for and turns their businesses around. And capital resources would be great. Maybe he could make that whole thing happen in Great Britain. And hey, he has lots of customers that need websites. We have a more competitive product there. We can work with him to make it better. You see how much I think? And so we find the right people. We put them in the funnel, but we have a different type of funnel now. Look at this. Everybody say it. You know the funnel. What enterprise or what university major are they right for to get them started and to hook them into the business? They're going to shop for everything anyway. Does this make sense to you? And if every one of you applied this and you did it in your downline, you would see some tremendous growth. And by the way, I just want to mention this because the university is an unbelievable thing. The marketing monster is an unbelievable thing. Every time you come back here, there's improvements and fine-tuning to make them better and more in line with reality and ahead of the curve. Whether it be the HP1 program, Moto's pop-up shops, okay, new advances with the web centers, okay, or our a new revolutionary skincare line by a little entrepreneur that I happen to know, okay, Luminaire Devi. There's always something that's the best and new for you to market and attract customers with. So we put all those people into the system. You should have 2 nutrimetrics, 2 isotonics, 2 TLS. For instance, 2 TLS, contest system. What does that do for the whole brand and university? So finding 2 people through social media seems to be the solution for those of you that have been doing this for 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 years and for some reason do not have 2 stars, because you need 2 stars. And if you get 4 and 8, you're going to be making nearly $1 million. You want to try something? You want to become a hopeless success through others? Okay? Do you want to have duplication through something that works? This is a new thing. Do you want to be obsolete? This is a new thing. Social networking, as Steve and Lauren explained, is the same thing you used to do, but multiplied by 10 exponentially. Do you understand that? Okay? And we're able to do so much more, so much quicker. So we take the source lead, customers, names, okay, and try products, referrals, MLM contacts, and we're able to do this now using social media. And we keep feeding them in. But with the social media, okay, we have a more powerful mechanism because you can sit in front of your computer and do like they showed you, search, and find people that are already interested for what you're doing. Social searching is where it's at, not social posting. Yeah, you want to build your brand, and they taught you how to do that. But why not search and find yourself 2 people for each university major, okay, this week, this month? Is this making any sense to you? And when you put these 2 things together, and she proved it to you with an actual group, we have 2 or 3 of them going like that. I'm interested. You got somebody that you're not trying to sell, with somebody who's asking you to tell them how they can join or they can do it. So it makes a lot of sense. So when we're doing that, and we're doing it every day, and we're building our presence out on Twitter and Facebook, and we're social searching, and you start getting your group to do it, all of a sudden, you're filling the funnel with 10 times more beans than you were before. And it starts to take off, and it starts to explode, okay? And the thing is, once it starts, you can't stop it. And it just goes and goes and goes. And what is this coming from? It's coming from you doing social searching every day, building your brand, sending pictures of what's going on here, building your story, not hassling people, engaging in conversations. And the thing about it is when somebody you're dealing with has 100 followers or 100 friends, it goes to them. When they send it out, it goes to another 1,000. And it just never stops. And it goes and goes and goes and goes and goes and goes. Do you think that if you had this going, like Lauren showed, you might find 2 people in the next 3 to 6 months that really would build this business? Huh? The only thing you're missing is the people. Now, what stands between you and this happening? What stands between you and this happening? What is it? What stands between you and this happening for you? Tell me. Huh? Do it. Do it. Just 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 do it, and that's what you'll have. Oh, I can't tell you. So, we bring new groups this way. And I want to show you in the last 10 minutes of this, okay, the problem that most people have is that they don't have two people because they go about the business wrong. We want to fill the funnel first. We don't want to go after people. Now, if you understood what I did for the first 45 minutes of this presentation, I was selling you on why we have the bakery. People want what you have. In fact, they need what you have because of the economic crisis at hand. And people are going to have to wake up. But the first thing that we have to learn how to do is find the right two people. And you've been doing something wrong. What most people do is they find two people that need it, or two people that they have some control over, that don't like them anyway, want to get away from them. Two people that said, I need to increase my income, and they heard it, and they wouldn't leave them alone ever after that. And they say, I got to get these two people in because I need people. I got to get two in. I don't got two in, and I won't make any money if I don't. Now, look, Dennis, you got to get in this thing. I've known you for a long time. And you know what? I know how to do social media now. I didn't get you from that, but if you get in with me, we can do it together, and we'll make some money because they said they would at the World Conference. And I got to show somebody. My wife thinks I'm crazy. I got to get somebody in, and you guys, I know you, and I need to make some money, and you'll make a lot of money, too. Is that what you do? Isn't that what most people do? And that's why you don't have anybody. They don't like you. And they're not going to do it. What you got to do is social search every day. What you got to do is get your story out on Facebook and Twitter. Not posting about dumb things. Build your personality up, your brand, and then show them things like this. Take pictures. Use other people's credible sources. I get a new gym. I go to a new church, unless you like the one you're at. And I start to get in new circles of influence, and I talk in themes. I don't go after two. I got 2, 4, 8, 10, 12. I keep adding and adding. Because the people who I thought were going to do it, don't do it. And the people that I thought wouldn't do it, often end up doing it. And the people that I thought would do it immediately led to somebody else who did, and they got in later. So that's what we got to do first. Does that make sense? So if you don't fill that funnel and you keep going after 1, 2, 4, 6 people at a time, your timing becomes dependent on their timing. And they're in control. And you don't have the bakery. They're out on the street with the cookies and you're begging for the cookies when you're supposed to be at the bakery with the goods and the economic solution. Everybody understand that? So what we have to do, and once we fill the funnel, is we start shaking it. I interact with them in social media. I have a conversation. I engage them. I help them out with what they're interested in. I don't go for the jugular. I send them little videos. The Carmelo Anthony Champion Blend video. I show them, take them to a pop-up shop deal. We have fun. They're beginning to love this thing, okay? I bring them to a UBP. I follow up with them, show them a video. I show them a Conquer video if they're a music person. If there's somebody that might be good at nutrimetrics, I hook them up on meat on with Dr. Schnurr in his office, and I shake the bean jar. I didn't know where they would come from. You get this? But look what happened. Now, if you saw this before and you don't have two people yet, you didn't understand it. But here are the nuts. And this is exactly what we did when we went to Great Britain. I started over building a group from scratch. We knew nobody except Lennox Lewis. And he got busy with some coffee deal and is delayed. I'll get him later. But what happened, where's Andrew? We ready to do this? Huh?
If you're ready.
This is where we start.
I think so. It's your
So,
presentation.
in the beginning, that was Elizabeth, that was Tony, Ben, Frank, and all those original groups. The biggest nuts rose to the top. Okay. And they were the right people. But I would never have found them if I was trying to get each bean to do it. They determined that they were right to do it. Because I used big numbers and didn't depend on anyone and try to get anybody in, I let them find me. They actually sponsor me. I don't sponsor them. Because the way we do it is to get them to lead the people. And if they can lead the people and they see the opportunity, it starts to work. And when it starts to work, they start to take on leadership. And I'm going to show you how I do that. So can we have our group?
Our team from the UK. So Tan
UK.
and Gavin.
This is a real story now. Yeah, do this real quickly. You practiced this once before, so it's duplication now. Come on up. You're about afraid to come up as you were to get in. Okay, so here we go. Here I found Tan and Gavin and Jada and Seb and Raquel. Now actually, they all came in from the same funnel up there. We found all three of them at the same time. Here's another lesson for you. I didn't personally sponsor them in different legs. They all came in at once. We started working with them. They all hit it off, and we put them together. Right? And this lovely couple was the first one, okay, to say, okay, I'll do a trial run. And we started off, and they were the second. They could have been the first. It was just what day of the week we had the appointment on. But it doesn't matter, because sometimes it's better to have the good person that would be under you, over you, if they're going to work the business, because they got to build through you. Aha, another secret that you didn't know. Okay, so now what do? The first thing that I do, that I got the nuts, is we're going to go to their jar. And their jar, and this is how I find the people. Listen carefully. You think you saw this before, but you still don't have the two people. So you didn't figure it out. So what I do now, I don't try to get this couple to do it. I don't try to get these two lovely mother-daughter team to do it, okay? I don't get Raquel, and man, Raquel's my little gangster. She's tough, She's been through a lot, okay? Just had a baby, but she didn't give up, And these people have character, and they have dreams, and they have a why, and they're willing to work. Most important, they're coachable, and they're willing to listen. And how did I know that? I tested them. I gave them a tryout. And so the next thing I want to do is get to their bean jar, okay? Because they might not do it, and the only way it's going to work for them is if they find two nuts. And I know how to find the nuts. So we're going to shake now their bean jar. I got a couple extra nuts. I'm going to stick in my pocket right there. So you guys shake this. I'll show you. That's how you do it. Like that. Now that's a quarry. That's a meeting. That's a video. That's a motives preview. A motives party. They did a lot of motives. And we keep shaking it. Help her out there a little bit, Gab. We need a little muscle on this. There we go. There's 3 nuts already. And I help them. I'll show the plan, and I'll have them help out after a few meetings. And I'm the commentator. And we actually did that, didn't we? And you were incredible. Okay, so we now have some nuts. But I skipped a step. The first thing we had to do to get to their nuts was throw the nuts in the jar to get into their to their bean jar, right? So we did that. And now, these nuts, one of them is going to be you guys, okay? And now what we're going to do, okay, is throw the nuts in this jar to get into their nut jar. I forgot. Okay, so let's throw the nuts and get it in the bean jar. And we already know that there's nuts in there. Aha! Aha! Now what we've done is we've gotten into their bean jar. That means their house, their location, their coffee shop, their office, everything changes then. It's easier for them to get the people there. I'm meeting their people. Most important, it becomes their business. They take a pride in it. They're going on the line, and it starts to duplicate. If I could tell you there's one thing that you're missing, it's this technique. And I take it to the streets. So now, okay, we're going to shake your bean jar. Ready? And this is a trial run at their house. So, Andrew, can you help click through a few of the slides and show what we're actually doing, the actual meetings?
Be happy to.
You need this? Oh, you got one.
I got one.
Okay? So look at the nuts we found here. Okay? Does everybody understand that? And that's called duplication. Okay? So, Raquel, actually, I found all 3 of these nuts in my bean jar, but normally we wouldn't, and we'd have to do this. Okay? So now we're going to throw these nuts, because she's one of the nuts, into her bean jar. And we're going to do it as a team, because we all benefit from Raquel growing, right? So we're all going to help out with Raquel. Okay, let's get the nuts in the jar so we can work into your. There you go. Okay, we got it. So now we're having a trial run for her, and we're going to shake her bean jar. There's always some nuts in a bean jar that big. If there was just 2 beans in it, you could see that there might not be any nuts. Are you getting this? Yeah. So there's the nuts. Now, this is reality. They are qualifying a few times a month on the way to professional. They're qualifying, on a monthly basis, and she's earning checks and about ready to qualify, so they'll be master. Okay. Now, when we shook that bean jar, every time I went away, they did, click through some of the slides, what they did. Speed it up.
Yeah, it's going. It's going.
Okay. They actually led to some major experienced people that we think when we work with will be very, very successful. Okay? And where are they? They here?
Yes, they did. Yes. Well, you mentioned
This one actually Gavin found. Okay, and
they
Len?
led to Len, right? Len, and he actually has some guests here with him today who actually live here in Miami. So Len's already on his way
okay,
to
Len,
lead the people.
here's your nut.
Len's definitely a big nut.
There you go.
In fact,
Yeah.
JR, we're finding a lot of big nuts in the United Kingdom.
And he's brought some nuts with him. But I would never have found them if it wasn't for this process. Does everybody understand this? And this is going into their home. This whole team would work with me in each one of these houses to make it happen. And at the end of 90 days, we have so many nuts that we have to succeed. And we're all going to those meetings, okay, in their homes, working as a team, and then shaking the bean jar, not trying to get them in, but what? Doing a trial run, doing one-on-ones, two-on-ones, meetings, okay, and sharing the plan. These are real pictures. This is a real experience over the last 3 months. And we did it other places, okay? We did it a lot of Motives preview meetings, a lot of corings, a lot of follow-ups. What are you hearing? Not big meetings in hotels where everybody's invited back. We took it to the streets. We take it to the houses. Every meeting we book the follow-ups and go with the people, and then we talk to their people. We do a call seminar or coring like we did with Jim. Okay, so let's pop it on by. And this is all real. We did it in Mexico. Mexico took off and did their own meetings all over the country, doing trainings and meetings with Maria and Roberto. It happened in Spain. We did a second leg, right, with you and Paul and
Certainly, we have Paul Nichols, who led to Balbir, who led to Shane, who's here, and other people. So that's the same process that's happening in another leg that Jared that we're working. And Carol Carr-Miller, who's also here from the United Kingdom, led to Andy Wall, right? That's another one that we've been, involved with in moving forward, ABC.
And so that's how it happens, folks. Are you doing that? Thank you, guys. One last thing before we wrap it up, and that's it. Okay. Now, the problem with most people is that they get stuck in a rut. You know the advantage of being in a rut in this business is you know one when you see one, and if you get out of one, you want to help other people get out of it. Isn't that true? Isn't that true? But the only thing that we all have in common in here that sets us equal is time. We all might have different experiences. We might have different backgrounds. We might have more money than one another. But at the end of the day, we all come into this world upside down and naked. What blessings you have, you're dealt a hand of cards. And the only thing that we have is time. We all are equal there. You got 24 hours a day, right? 7 days a week, 30 days a month. If you have more than that, can I borrow a few of them? 365 days a year. And we don't know how many years we have, but if you use OPC3 and Prime, you'll last a little longer. But it's what we do with that time. So for many people in life, okay, at some point, they got to get a job. Because that's the way life is. And this is what happens to them. Okay. I got to get a job. I better put on my working shoes, right? And they're going to have to learn the ropes, and they're going to have to learn the hard way, because you can't tell them. They have to learn it. It's hard to get a job. Once you get it, okay, nobody's going to do it for you. You have to learn the treadmill. You have to learn how to do it. You have to learn how to work. They say, man, you work hard, you're going to climb, you're going to go to the top, you're going to be able to retire. You just keep doing it. You're going to get really successful. You're going to have security. You're going to be well off. You're going to have a good time. But you know what? After years and years of doing it, I'm the same place I was. I'm like a dumb hamster chasing my tail, going nowhere. And like 5 years goes by, 10 years go by. I don't even know what I'm doing anymore. Just running faster and faster and faster to go nowhere. Well, if you get smart, you stop. And you get into business for yourself. The problem with getting into business for yourself is you become working an expensive job. Because everything depends on you, and you can't stop. If you stop, you sell it for a little goodwill, and you got to get a job again. And there's 24 hours a day, and there's no residual income. Well, I heard about it on franchise. So you get it on franchise, and now you think you're going to go somewhere. But so often, we don't follow the system. We don't do the assessments. We don't do the business the right way. So it becomes like a job. It becomes a treadmill. What we got to do is stop. Stop. And it's hard to stop. It's hard to get out of the job. It's hard to change your habits and do it the right way. But what you got to do is get off the treadmill and come out to market America and do it the right way. Now, the key to the business is duplication. Andrew, you have been my protege, and you did this very well in Taiwan.
Can we do it again?
So I want to teach you a lesson.
Get my sneakers on.
And Mike, I want to teach you a lesson.
All right.
You guys are fresh, young men looking to succeed, and I know you're going to go get a job. If you were a Gen Y, you're a little over, you might be smart enough not to get a job and just become an entrepreneur.
Just slightly
but I'll
up.
let you go prove it to yourself.
Jay, I'm going to get in the hamster wheel now?
Yeah.
Oh.
Get a job.
Okay,
son.
I got a job.
Go get a good job.
Hold it.
He doesn't need any help. No, I'm just kidding. Come on, Andrew. You like that job? You go forward, not backwards on a job. You know?
There we go.
Wow. Come on, Andrew.
I'm
Come
doing
on.
pretty good.
I know you're going to do better. They told you were going to make a lot of money, didn't they?
They certainly did.
I know. And you're going to go to the top and be able to retire.
That's the goal. That's the goal.
Someday you'll be the boss, right? But the boss, the owner's boss's daughter, you know, is in the way there.
It's pretty hot. I'm going for it.
Well, Andrew, come on. You know, I told you that this doesn't work. When are you going to get tired of running? You've been doing this for 5 years and you haven't gotten anywhere.
I'm going to the top.
What are you going to do for 45 years and end up broke?
Whatever it takes.
Do you like being a fool like a hamster chasing your tail on the treadmill?
I'm
Or
no
do you
fool.
wanna... Okay, Andrew, you got to stop. I got a better way. I'll even skip. Hey, you got a job too?
Yeah.
You're really going well. You're going to climb to the top. They probably noticing you because you're a real hard worker. Well, Andrew, you need to get it unfranchised. Forget the brick and mortar.
All right.
And man,
He flipped.
that's what you get when you do a job well. That's what you get when you do a job well. You okay?
Yep.
That's what you get when you do a job well. You get blamed for everything that goes wrong and no credit for a good job. And Andrew,
Just so you
do
know.
the unfranchised.
Just so you know, I'm not doing that.
You got to do.
I'm not flipping like that.
Andrew, did you do any assessments?
Ain't no way.
Do you have your convention tickets, Andrew? He's got 5 already. But he doesn't sell them. He split them with other people to save money. Andrew,
Yeah.
do you do the basic 5? How come we don't have an ABC pattern and trial run to the next level? You held that meeting, we don't got anybody follow up. What's wrong with you? Are you going to stop and do it my way, the unfranchised way?
I think I should.
Huh?
I'm going nowhere fast.
Are you going to listen to me?
I will.
Are you going to do the assessment?
I will, yeah.
Are you going to get the tickets?
I will, JR.
Okay. You're going to come with me. Stop. Then stop. You're still going. I mean, you're doing unfranchised very well, but you ain't getting nowhere, so you must be listening to the wrong person.
I must be.
You got to hook up with me.
Let's
Tell
do
me
it,
when
JR.
you're ready to stop and do it the right way. Okay, Andrew,
Yes.
I know it's hard to stop old habits, but you deserve this.
Thanks.
And I really like it. If you're going to listen to me and listen to the bromance you're having with Jim Winkler, he knows how to do this too.
Really smart. He knows what he's doing.
We can do it as a team. And we're going to unify and do it in Great Britain and Spain, and you're going to get rich. Well, you're going to have to do it the unfranchised
I'll
way.
partner
Come
with
on
you.
out of
All
that
right.
thing. I ain't going to
You
help
hold
you
the
out.
thing? You're not?
No.
I helped you out.
I'm good. Nope. I can get
You
out.
almost got your head cut off. Come on out. He's going to be a star. Here they are. Look, come here. My left and my right. They had to have a job. They had to learn what I learned. They had to do the unfranchised, and they had to realize there's a right way to do it. He worked real hard, went nowhere. He was doing it the wrong way, went nowhere. But when they do it the unfranchised way, and let us coach them, and do it as a team, and fill the social media funnel, and fill the bean jars, and shake the bean jars, and get the nuts, and go from house to house, they're off the treadmill. They're out here with you, making a residual income. And that's how you build the business. All right.
Thanks.
Okay, we're about done. We're about done. I hope that you embrace a little of what I tried to express to you today. We get together once every 6 months. I'm in the trenches like you. I know what it's like to face the people, and I know that it's worth doing. That we have the opportunity not only for your own economic salvation, but to really change the world. With the shopping annuity, with Meet On, with social media, with the unification program, to strengthen your weak legs, you need to go home and get together and come up with new strategies. Why? It's not rugby anymore, it's football. It's a new game. It's a new car. It's a new fast car. A new fast car. You got to turn it on, you got to get in it, and you got to win the race. And you know, I get a lot of people come up to me and tell me things. Oh, I'm going to do the assessment. I'm going to do 10 of them this week. Like A.L. Williams said, that's great. Just do it. Oh, man, I'm going to be one of the field vice presidents at the next meeting. I've been a director for a long time. That's great. Just do it. Man, I'm filling my funnel. You're going to see me really filling that funnel, getting my nuts, man. I'm going to make it happen. Great, just do it. Oh, JR, my wife is really negative, and she's going to divorce me, I think. She's going to quit. You think I can do it? Should I do it? You better really do it. You know, man, I don't know, man. I got somebody quit in my group, and I don't know what to do. I'm a little upset about that. You think I can still do it? My confidence is a little shaken. Man, you need to do it to prove it to that guy, and you need just to do it so that you don't become like him. Well, you know, I'm not very good with computers. I'm trying to learn, and I'm starting to learn. Well, great, you just do it. You know, he said, well, you know, I don't know if I can sponsor anybody in Europe or those other places. I say, well, I'll tell you what we do. We start networking, find out everybody, and we'll do it. You think I can do it? You need to do it. Just do it. And at the end of the day, folks, some of you will do it. And those that you won't, it's because you almost did it, but didn't have the guts to just do it. Because when you just do it, and 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 do it, it works. And you'll be successful. I love you.